Ja, då har vi sträckt på oss och är redo för att köra de 2 sista varven här nu innan vi går i mål till lunch. Och nästa talare det är Karoliina Loikkanen. Hon är Director Environment, Health and Safety Cargotec Oy. Och Karoliina kommer att prata på engelska.
Ja.
Så att varsågod, scenen är din.
Tack så mycket. So, just to explain, I wanted to change the language to be much more fair to you, unlike someone of the earlier presenters who claimed that maybe you don't understand Danish. I can say that you definitely will not understand my Swedish pronunciation, so it's much more fair to you that I use English. So, Her Royal Highness, Your Excellency, thank you for giving me the opportunity to be here today. Like I was already presented, I'm heading the Environmental and Health and Safety Department, if you can call it that way, in Cargotec. So I'm basically taking care of preventing the environmental impacts, developing different kind of sustainable processes in Cargotec, and also I'm trying to support how our business and sustainability in the future could be linked together. So what would be the business advantage for us in the future when you think from the sustainability perspective? Maybe the next question for you would be that what is actually Cargotec? Because I assume not that many of you have been hearing about it. So what we do, we provide cargo handling solutions. Not saying that much to you, but I will tell you later how that is linked to seas and Baltic Sea especially. But just to give you a brief introduction, we are a global company, and what we do is that we provide cargo handling solutions on a global scale, and we have approximately 11,000 employees today. So, to give you an example, like you said, what are cargo handling equipments, how they are related to seas? All the material, basically, what you are having here today, your clothes, your shoes, earrings, glasses are transported from somewhere. And basically, most of the transportation today relating to consumer material is done by ships, by container ships, basically. And we are actually there along the long way, along that road of the transportation chain. Let's take cheese, for example. You all have been eating Parmesan, a really good Italian product. To be honest. It's produced in a factory in Italy, and it has to be packed to be transported here to Sweden or to Finland, respectively. So it's packed in some kind of packages and taken by our tail lifts to a truck. So what we do is that we enable the cheese to be packed to a truck, and the truck is then able to travel down to a port or a harbor, to be that the cheese can be packed to containers, which are then taken to the ships. So you can see here that we are working on ports, which is our main harbor, literally, to seas. Ports are where we operate, and then, of course, when we go to sea transportation, it's with our lashing systems, with our equipment, that the containers are held safely on board. You can only imagine if our systems wouldn't work and some of those containers would contain, for example, hazardous chemicals or something like that, and the container would fall down to the seas, what would happen? So our responsibility is definitely to keep our equipment so safe that there will be no such hazards along the transportation way. For luck, cheese is not that hazardous, but you know what kind of materials is transported nowadays. Okay, why we are then connected especially to Baltic Sea? What is the reason, why did we see that the business should take the responsibility of the Baltic Sea? Of course, we are a Finnish-based company. Our headquarters is located in Finland. We have a strong presence in Finland, in Sweden. Nowadays, we build up a new factory in Poland, really near to the seashore there as well. Cargotec especially is located in ports. We are trying to enhance the port operations, taking care that all the environmental impacts on which we are able to impact are prevented there. We are taking care of the cargoes on the ships, taking care that no oil leakages would be there, that the containers are transported in a safe manner. But Baltic Sea has a historical roots to be respected, really. It's a trade road. If I think from the Finnish perspective, Baltic Sea is something I see every day. We have 11,000 employees, of which something 3,000, 4,000 are located around the Baltic Sea. They see also the stage of the Baltic Sea every day. It's really easy for them to commit how to work for the Baltic Sea, and that way connect the sustainable seas and sustainable container trade to the global perspective. So it's really a cultural heritage. Without Baltic Sea, the business wouldn't perhaps not be developing as it is today. What we have been doing, we have had several kind of cooperation projects around the Baltic Sea. Of course, there are the easy ones. Keep funding. We have been supporting different kind of initiatives. It's easy way the business to do something, really. We have been supporting St. Petersburg wastewater plant as it was built, together with John Nurminen. And what we did to understand really the state of the Baltic Sea, we recruited a researcher. Apparently, I don't see her here today, but she was working for us a year, and her task was really to research which kind of cooperation projects, which kind of organizations are working around the Baltic Sea, what are the highest problems, what are the main impacts. And trust me, that work was huge, because there were a lot of different kind of complexity in supporting the Baltic Sea. And we are also committed to this Baltic Sea Action Group's work. We are making our own commitment, which includes, for example, making a kind of clean heating solutions in our Polish factory, and we are also wanting to really like throw a challenge to everyone around our locations, that we are showing the way how to be sustainable in our operations. But what we can do more? We really started to suffer that, okay, we can give funding, we can tell everyone that Baltic Sea is worth doing, but how can we show that we are there in the business as well? Of course, this is a cliché. We try technology and service development for the benefit of our customers. If you take an example from nearly any company's presentations, that's a cliché sentence, I know. But what we do today is really that we provide electric solutions. So if you go to a port or to a harbor, you can see that our equipments are possible to drive with the electricity power. When we go to the seas, we also have the same direction. We have a lot of electric solutions to prevent oil leakages, to create safe working environments. So that was our answer, how to develop the business, how to give customers some kind of solutions to be more environmental friendly. But still we were lacking something. We were lacking something that how to really get discussion going on around this sustainable cargo flow. What we can do is only tiny parts of that cargo flow. We can, of course, think about the electric power. We can think about making ports more efficient, and that way decrease the greenhouse gas emissions. That way decrease the air emissions. That's for sure. But we also wanted to throw a challenge to everyone, basically, who are our stakeholders. And that's why we actually established Port 2060 project. In this project, we are speaking about global ports, so don't get confused. It's one of the aim of this project is also to raise criticism. One has to be thinking, are we on the right way, or is Cargotec talking about something totally not good? Now I need help from the technical person here, because I need to go to that website over there. Hopefully that is working. So the basic thing here was that we wanted to start discussing what would be sustainable shipping in the future? What would be sustainable port in the future? Now it's already pretty evident that transporting something via seas is much more efficient in terms of carbon gas, so we don't produce that much greenhouse gases if we are transporting something along the sea than if we would transport the same amount of material via air, for example. And like it was shared by Matthias, if I remember right, the sea trade and number of ships is increasing also because of that fact all the time on the seas. That means that the capacity of ports needs to be increased. How to do that without increasing greenhouse gases? How to do that without increasing traditional emissions? How to do that without increasing oil leakages? And that's why we developed this video. I hope that we can see it here today. If someone could try to, yes? Please, let's take a look if that could work.
"50 years from now, the world has changed in many ways. Also, cargo handling has kept evolving. Yet containers keep moving. Ports are located offshore. Megaports are artificial islands where the optimum layout is utilized. Feeder terminals can be floating or structures that can be moved around. The container itself will remain as it is, a compact and standard format to move cargo around. The material of which containers are made might change to something else. They are also foldable, have integrated intelligence, and can communicate with the outside world. Intelligent, fully automated lashing systems can independently form different sizes of container packages that can be moved around. Many ships in operation today will still be around in 2060. However, next generation ships will be fully automated or with a very small crew. The vessel's container block or its entire cargo area can be separated, and the actual ship can then pick up the next cargo block and sail on. Storage of containers is organized in underground silos. Solar panels on top of the silos provide an additional, sustainable form of energy to operate the terminal. Containers will be transported by air. On top of the silos, containers are connected to flying spreaders. Nanofiber technology wiring has replaced steel wires. Feeder vessels are loaded partially with flying spreaders so that last-minute loading changes can be made. Wheels are replaced by magnetic levitation or similar new technologies on the transport platforms inside the terminal area. Airships do medium-range transport. On short distances, the individual and intelligent transport platforms take care of logistics. Equipment monitors its own wear and tear and orders and parks itself for necessary service. Equipment consists of universal modules that are interchangeable. The tailoring is done with software. The future I described can easily be possible in 50 years from now. It can also be more extraordinary or slightly less exotic.
Okay, like you could see, the last picture was actually a drawing from a child of my colleague. We actually started this whole project by having a lunch discussion, and we started to think that who would have courage enough to really make some kind of vision that no technological specialist would dare today. I mean, it's always thinking that do I dare to draw something totally new? And then we ended up that, okay, we have children who can do that, and that's why actually Sandra was drawing this excellent picture, which was a basis for our future port operations with all those solar panels and fuel cells and wave energy collectors. So basically, you can visit our site. There are a lot of articles about ballast water treatment, about different kind of cooperation, new technologies. We have invited the chat there. There are different kind of organizations giving their opinions, giving criticism towards a video, changing opinions about their perspectives, how seas could be more sustainable than they are today. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Karoliina. I'm sure by 2060 you also included renewable energy totally in that?
Yep.
Yeah? Okay. So what will you do the next 5 years to be an important player in the vision of 2060, including renewable energy?
I think that the most important for business perspective is exactly to drive the development. My colleague from Wärtsilä already told that there is a lot of instability when it comes to regulations, when it comes to economical development. But what business can do is really to start discussion around different organizations and to open their minds as well to have new opportunities with other partners than just other business companies.
Do you feel the pressure from your customers and their customers and their customers to do this?
It's growing, but to be honest, it's impacting in a bit different way depending who is the customer. But let's say that there are already now like few Swedish companies who are selling the clothes and all the material to consumers who are really giving pressure to us as well.
Okej. Någon fråga? Jag såg någon hand var uppe här. Varsågod, det går bra på svenska också.
Ja, Mikko Lohikoski Åbosta. Ska jag fråga på svenska eller engelska?
Both goes, but then I might need to translating. Sorry.
Okay, I speak in English.
Okay.
Your business, of course, has grown very much because there is a very strong globalization, and your business depends on that more goods are transported. Of course, one way is to make this more ecologically balanced. The other possibilities, of course, and now I'm a bit provocative, is to diminish transport.
Yeah.
There is a trend, also another trend, is to use locally produced goods.
Yeah.
Do you see this as a threat to your business model in the future?
Absolutely not.
Jag ska bara upprepa frågan.
Okay.
Frågan är alltså, det finns olika sätt att åstadkomma en god framtida miljö. Och det här är visioner. Det finns också annat, alltså att man minskar den här typen av långväga transporter och liknande. Det var, om man förstod frågan. Och hur ser du på det?
Okay, so actually in this website as well there is an article about this trend as well, and we see it actually as an opportunity. If we are producing something near to a city like a Stockholm or Helsinki, you have to in any case transport even few kilometers the food to the market. And as you can definitely know already, the European Union is, for example, developing measures to support inland water transportation, and that's also one possibility. So you can really start developing inland water transportation and different kind of systems for that. So that's an opportunity mainly.
Okej, Karoliina, stort tack för ditt intressanta föredrag. Här kommer HållbaraHav. Tack så mycket.